Have you ever wondered how the so-called Hispanics got to this side of the world? Because probably in our history we just figured out, oh, we was just already here, right? But no, how did we get here? Because this whole side of the world was never inhabited.
Right.
The eastern hemisphere was always inhabited with people, not this side. But let me show you in the Bible. Have you ever wondered that? No? You never thought about that, right? Well, let me show you. People don't know that history. But watch this. Is this the slave ships that happened to our people? Is that recorded in the Holy Bible? Say no. Say no. What you say? Okay. Is the slave ships, right? Slave ships. Is that in the Bible? That exact history that happened to our people. Say no. You say no. 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 Everybody say no, right? Now I'm gonna show you something. What y'all gonna have to realize, right? Y'all gonna have to stop looking at the Bible like it's just some religious book, you know, everybody can have, right? No, this is actually your history book.
That's right.
Literally. I'm gonna show you. That's actually in the Bible. Deuteronomy 28, verse 15 first.
Bring it out.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15.
Now, in the book of Deuteronomy, do y'all know who Moses is speaking to? Moses speaking right now. Do y'all know who he's speaking to? No? Give chapter 1, verse 1. Let's show him. Let me show you who Moses is speaking to first. Watch this. Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 1.
Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 1.
Bring it out.
These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
Brother, do you know who Israel is in the Bible? No? Stay right here. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you real quick. Give me 2 minutes of your time, right? Watch this. So Moses is speaking to all Israel, right? Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15.
Bring it out.
But it shall come to pass.
So what it means by come to pass means something's going to happen in the future, right? So Moses told the 12 tribes of Israel in the future what's going to happen.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So if y'all don't listen to God's voice, which is his words, right? Go ahead.
To observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
So Moses told the Israelites, if y'all don't listen to God's commandments this day, this right when they came out of Egypt, out of slavery through the Red Sea, right? Go ahead.
That all these curses.
All these what?
All these curses.
My brothers, is curses a good thing or a bad thing? Is curses a good thing or a bad thing, y'all? It's a bad thing, right? So curses is a bad thing. Moses said, if y'all don't keep God's commandments this day in the wilderness, in the future, curse is going to come upon y'all, right? Would y'all consider the slave ships a curse that happened to our people? Y'all say, yeah, right? Watch this. That's in the Bible. Get verse 68.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68.
I'm going to show y'all exactly in order what happened to our people. We went on the slave ships, right? Once we got off the slave ships in America, we started to be sold, right? We started to get sold, correct? Then once we got sold, we started working at plantations, correct? Watch this. I'm going to show y'all all that in order in the Bible. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Now, the Bible, how you got to read it, right? It's called precept upon precept. You got to go here and there a little to get the proper understanding or context of what the Bible is saying. So Moses said, look, y'all going to go into Egypt again. But it just came out of Egypt through the Red Sea. So what is Moses talking about? Exodus 20 and 2.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 2.
Bring it out.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
So Moses brought the Israelites out of Egypt, right? Now, he's going to say Egypt again, but he's going to replace the word and tell you what he's really saying. Go ahead.
Out of the house of bondage.
Out of what?
Out of the house of bondage.
So, what is the house of bondage? You check out that fire, all right? So, what is the house of bondage? What does that mean? What does that mean, y'all? I got you. I'm going to finish the scripture, and then I'm going to let y'all go, all right? So, y'all can understand who y'all are. So, what does bondage mean? Bondage means slavery, right? And hold on. Read verse 68 again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So Moses said he's going to bring y'all into slavery a second time, right? How this time?
With ships.
How?
With ships.
So Moses said he's going to bring, I saw your face. Moses said he's going to bring the Israelites into slavery a second time, but this time with ships. What people that happened to? Blacks and Hispanics, right? So if Moses said that's going to happen to the Israelites, and that only happened to our people, what does that prove who we really are? The Israelites. You understand that? You understand that, Eduardo? We are the Israelites according to the Bible. Y'all not Mexican, you're not black, you're an Israelite according to the Bible. You're the 12 tribes of Israel. Alright? We don't.
Right here. Which one you from?
Whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again.
So we're not going to see our homeland no more again. Our homeland is Jerusalem. It's not over here in America, but God gave us this land though. I'm going to show you that if you stick around. God actually did give us this land. But our homeland is Jerusalem, Israel. Go ahead.
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
It says, and there once you get off the slave ships in the United States of America, you're going to be what?
Sold unto your enemies.
Didn't that happen to us when we sold our auction slave blocks? Right? Go ahead.
For bondmen,
Slave men.
and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
Meaning, people bought us, but what does that buy mean? Meaning nobody going to save us from those conditions. You understand? Get verse 16. Now, once we got sold on those auction slave blocks, right? We were sold to different plantations across America. Watch this. Now what we got to do in those plantations? Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 16.
Bring it out.
Cursed shall thou be in the city.
So we're going to be cursed in the cities of the United States of America and all over the world, right? Go ahead.
And cursed shall thou be in the field.
And you, what did it say?
And cursed shall thou be in the field.
We were going to be cursed in the fields, picking cotton, picking tobacco, picking sugarcane. And how the so-called Mexicans curse the day in the field? We got to work for a little bit of change, right? To start working and picking the watermelon, the squash, the apples, the oranges, right? You understand what I'm saying, right? How is we cursed in the city? Every hard construction job, right, that you see, you always see so-called Mexicans working it, right? And I promise you they're getting paid a little bit of money, right? That's what's going to happen to, turn this over again, to the 12 tribes, son. That's what was prophesied to happen to the tribe of Issachar. Let me show you that. Get Genesis 49. But y'all see that, right? So what's your nationality before you leave? No, shit, I fell out the horse. You're an Israelite. There you go, there you go. You're Israelite according to the Bible, right?
Yes, sir.
Now watch this, Eduardo. Let me show you what's going. Let me show you that the tribe of Issachar, the Mexicans, right? In the Bible, God called y'all Issachar. But y'all was gonna work hard jobs for a little bit of money. Watch this, Genesis 49 in verse 14.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
My familia is the 12. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 49, verse 14.
Bring it out.
Brother, what's your name? What's your name? Keon. Keon. So what we're going over is our real nationality according to the Bible, okay? So we're showing Eduardo, the so-called Mexicans, which is our people, how he's from the tribe of Issachar. You'll be so-called black man, right? You'll be from the tribe of Judah, right? Watch this. I'm going to show you something about the Mexicans in the Bible. Genesis 49 and 14.
Genesis chapter 49, verse 14.
Bring it out.
Issachar
Issachar, which are the so-called Mexicans, right? Go ahead.
is a strong ass.
Is a strong ass, a burro, right? So a burro, he can carry heavy workloads all day long, right? And won't get tired. Watch this.
Couching down between two burdens.
Burden is not something good, right? So those two burdens is that hard work with low pay. Ain't that happening to the so-called Mexicans today? Yes. So this is what the Bible is prophesying about the tribe of Issachar, the so-called Mexicans.
Right.
Y'all were going to have hard work and low pay. Go ahead.
And he saw that rest was good.
What is that? What is that rest we take? Whenever we work hard all day long. A break, right? But what do we call it in Spanish? A siesta, right? Right. So we call it a siesta, right? So we take about a few hours out the day to have a rest. This is what God is saying about the tribe of Issachar, which are the so-called Mexicans. I'm showing you that. Go ahead.
And the land that it was pleasant.
So you ever been to Mexico? No, you've never been to Mexico, right? But Mexico is a pleasant land, right? You have what other soldier told me? He said you have a part where it's like a desert. You have all different type of animals, all different type of fruits and all that growing out there, right? Go ahead.
And bowed his shoulder to bear.
And he bowed his shoulder to bear. How did the tribe of Issachar, the Mexicans, bow their shoulder to bear? Because you know about the Aztecs, right? Right? You know about our empires where we had the Aztec empires and stuff like that, right? So we was kings during that time. We had caciques and all that, right?
Right.
So what happened to us? Why are we on the bottom now? Why are we in the lowest parts of the neighborhoods? Why are we working the hard jobs, low pay, when we had our whole empire before? Because we broke God's commandments.
That's right.
We start going into idolatry, right?
And became a servant unto tribute.
And we became a servant and a tribute. We own this entire side of the world. I'm going to show you how we got this side of the world. But we own this entire side of the world. But what happened to us? We started breaking God's commandments, and now God sent the conquistadors to come against us and put us in the condition we're in now. Right? You understand that? So guess what? You are the tribe of Issachar, Wado. You understand that? Right. So if somebody asks you, hey, Wado, what's your nationality, right? You say, hey, I'm an Israelite from the tribe of Issachar.
That's right.
All right? Now, have you ever wondered how the so-called Hispanics got to this side of the world? Because probably in our history, we just figured out, oh, we was just already here, right? But no, how did we get here? Because this whole side of the world was never inhabited.
Right.
The eastern hemisphere was always inhabited with people, not this side. But let me show you in the Bible. Have you ever wondered that? No? You never thought about that, right? Well, let me show you. Get 2 Ezra 13 and 40.
2 Ezra chapter 13, verse 40.
Check it out.
Those are the 10 tribes.
So it says, those are the 10 tribes, right? That's your Ephraim all the way down to Naphtali, right? It's 9 on the chart, but we'll go into a further explanation about the 10, but don't worry about that. So Ephraim on down to Naphtali, right? Go ahead.
Which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king.
So there's just a little history, right? Go ahead.
Whom Salmanassar, the king of Assyria, led away captive.
So at a time, the Hispanics and natives, right? But God don't call them that. Call y'all Ephraim, Manasseh, Simeon, Zebulun, Gad, all the way down to Naphtali, right? At a point in time, they was in slavery under the Assyrians. Okay, go ahead.
And he carried them over the waters. And so came they into another land.
That's over there in Iraq, Iran. Go ahead.
But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen.
So they said, look, we're going to leave everybody else on this side of the world. Turn this back around so I can show you Wado. Right? I'm going to show you something, Wado. So right now, right, we're the northern kingdom of Israel. They're in this side right here. They're right here. Okay? Go ahead.
That they would leave the multitude of the heathen.
So they said, we're going to leave everybody on this side of the world, all the heathens, the other nations. Go ahead.
And go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt.
So the Israelites, right, the northern kingdom, they said, look, we're going to leave this side of the world and go somewhere where nobody ever lives at. That's this side of the world, right? But
that they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
So the purpose of the Mexicans, the Hispanics, and natives to come over here is to keep God's commandments, right? That's why you see right here, right? That's why you see the Hispanics and natives, they wore fringes and a ribbon of blue on the bottom of their clothes. You ever see that? You ever been to a powwow? No? Well, a lot of times you will see the fringes on the bottom of their clothes, right? And I've been in Mexico before. Over there they have certain garments where they have fringes around it, right? So God says they came over here to keep the commandments, go ahead.
And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river.
So now God is showing you how we traveled over here, right? So we enter into the Euphrates River, right? The Euphrates River is right here. If you come close, you can see it. So we was right here, and we enter into the river. The Euphrates River go all the way down here. Go ahead.
For the Most High then showed signs for them.
So God shows signs for the Israelites to come over here. Go ahead.
And held still the flood till they were passed over.
So the route that they came around was the Euphrates River all the way around the bottom part of Africa, all the way to this side of the world. Go ahead.
For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half.
So it took us a year and a half to get to this side of the world. Go ahead.
And the same region is called Asaph.
So this same region right here, North Central South America, is called Asaph in the Bible. Go ahead.
Then dwelt they there until the latter time.
So the Bible is telling you, how you doing, my brother? Let me ask you, what's your nationality?
Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican? Okay, watch this, watch this. How did the so-called Puerto Ricans, because I'm talking at World War II, he's Mexican. How did our people get to this side of the world? That's a question you never heard, right? Right, so what we're showing y'all is how the Hispanics and natives got to this side of the world. You ever wondered that?
Yeah.
Right, now, you got time to let me show you. All right, give me 1 minute, 1 minute.
Okay.
All right, read from verse 40 again.
Verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king.
So on the flyer you got on the back, you see where it says Ephraim all the way to Naphtali. Those are the 10 tribes, right? Go ahead.
Whom Salmanassar the king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land.
That's this land right here, your Iraq, Iran, right? I'm just giving you a little history right quick. Go ahead.
But they took this counsel among themselves, that they should leave the multitude of the heathen.
So the Hispanics and natives, they decided, let's leave over this side of the world, right? Go ahead.
And go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt.
So this is talking about the Israelites. They decided we're going to leave here and go somewhere where nobody ever lived at. That's this side of the world. Go ahead.
That they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
So God says they're going to come over here to keep the commandments, which they never kept over here. Watch this.
And they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river.
So if you see right here, this is the Euphrates River right here. So they entered into it, came all the way around over here into what we call America today, right? North Central South America. Go ahead.
For the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over.
Go ahead.
For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half.
So it took them a year and a half to get to this side of the world. Go ahead.
And that same region is called Asaph.
So God said this side of the world is originally called Asaph, not North Central South America. You understand that? So that's how the Hispanics and natives got to this side of the world, but God called us Israelites.
That's right.
You understand that?
We used to scream black power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.